Hey legends, if you want to be a top income earner in your company, then you're in the right place at the right time watching the right video because today I'm joined by an absolute legend. Now, I say the word legend a lot, but truly the numbers that this rock star generates personally is absolutely insane. And it's just so obvious why that she's the number one income earner in the company that she represents. So, Michelle, how are you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm so excited.
Very good. Very good. So it's 4 p.m. here in Dubai. It's 7 a.m. where you are. 7 a.m. where you are?
Yep, 7 a.m. Michigan.
Wow. If we were to do a call and it was 7 a.m. my time, like I would not have 10% of the energy that you have. I'd be like this, right? Yeah, okay, right. Yeah. What did you say? Sorry, say it again, say it again. So before we kind of get into like your story and stuff, you were mentioning to me what's happened to you over the last 6 months. Like what sort of numbers have you been able to put into your business over the last 6 months?
So in the last 6 months, 160,000 personal sales, and then over 240 personally enrolled through me. It's been wild.
You are a nutter, and I love it. The good type of nutter that should not be locked away. It should be out there in the world to go spread your wonderfulness. So, before we kind of get into that tactic, like tell me, like before you got involved in network marketing, like what were you doing? What was life like? How did you find network marketing?
Life was very different. So it was about 8, 9 years ago now. I was a hard no to the industry for 5 years. Like there was like this huge shield up. I wasn't even open to saying no to what it was. I had no clue what it was. So just so you're if you're listening to this and there's those people or that person you want to work with, never give up on them because every season is a new season. And when you fast forward 5 years to all my hard no's, I was a single mom that went through a divorce and I had $60,000 in debt. Some racked up from the divorce, some racked up from what are called student loans. So I was working a full time. My background was HR. So I had the typical 9 to 5. It was in an engineering firm. I'd come home. I'd literally be with my daughter for 1 hour and she'd be sleeping by 7. Because again, I was the single mom. I'd feed her dinner. I'd put her in the bathtub, read a book with her, and put her to bed. And I went in the basement where I did hair. I had an entire salon in my basement. And as much as you think, oh, you can have a baby and do hair at the same time, it doesn't work like that. So I had to sleep train her. And then the weekends would come and I cleaned houses. So I was literally working 70 to 80 hours a week. Yeah, I had a lot of, I was a jack of all trades with not a pot to pee in. So I became open because back 8, 9 years ago, I only had a Facebook account with 200 friends. I
Mhm.
hope you heard that because there was no Instagram and TikTok and YouTube that I had. But I had Facebook with 200 friends. And I started to see that people were kind of showing up, people that I knew, not maybe I was talking with, but like in my past life, maybe I went to school with them and they were starting to do this thing. So I became a little bit open.
Mhm.
But when I really became open was the day that I went in to my HR job on a Monday and eliminated a group of employees. I was put on as the HR specialist to do it. And you're not just talking, hey, we're going to lay you off. And they all were in the company for 10 years. So that was when I realized, Michelle, you're a nobody. And while you just realized you're a nobody, let's figure out when you're going to retire and when you're going to pay off 60 grand in debt. And I was going to be about 90 years old. And that was when I was like, there's got to be something out there that I can do on the side of cleaning houses, I can do on the side of my hair, and I can do on the side of HR. And let me tell you something, I went in blindfolded, I went in desperate, I went in hungry. I made my child my why, and I just failed forward and figured it out. And now here we are, right? The TikTok with 400,000 followers, the Instagram with 250,000, and Facebook with 450,000, because I've just never quit. And I put in the equity to be bad at something good enough to be able to become as where I am now, which I can become even better from people like you. So I'm just always coachable and listening to the person like you who's more successful than I am.
You're unbelievable. I have a bit of a personal question going back to like before you got started and you were the single mom, 70, 80 hours. You're probably being generous. It probably was more than 80 hours a week, wasn't it, most of the time? Like,
Yes.
and you were having to like do the book and then you were having to like you doing the bath time and the bed and the book and all that. Did you ever have any moments, whether it was internally or externally, where you felt like you were gonna snap? Like it was just like maybe there was like because even I felt it like recently, like my frustration ended up getting passed on to the kid, like because I'm like I've got so much to do, so many goals to achieve. It wasn't like like oh I've got to get out of debt, I've got to do all the work. Like and I felt like hurry up, like fall asleep, so I can go do it. Did you ever have any of those moments? Because I know there's a lot of mums listening and tuning in who maybe are in the situation that you used to be and like maybe they're letting their frustration out and they think like that's holding them back because they don't want more reason to be more frustrated and then more frustration to give more moments of snapping.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'd rather not do it. Did you ever go through anything like that?
Yeah, it's actually crazy that you say that because when this was introduced to me, when I finally became open, one of the biggest things was like, wow, I'm going to do this to my child. I'm going to take
Mm,
on one more thing.
yeah.
But the quality time that Belle and I had together was under stress and under tension, and it was not fun. And when I look back, the colicky child that she was because of the way that I lived, the constant rush, the constant stress, the constant, is she going to actually fall asleep? So when I got really intentional with knowing what this could do for my future and listening to people who kind of related to what I was going through, I borrowed their belief. I was like, listen, this is a short term sacrifice for a future gain. I'm going to literally buy back future time because now the time that I have with her, who cares if I had to make some sacrifices and wake up 20 minutes earlier, go
Mm,
to bed 20 minutes later after doing hair? And when I got home on the weekends, after cleaning and I did have a little bit of time with her, who cares if it is spent doing some things on my phone because the future that I was going to bring to have her be a part of my everyday life that she wasn't was literally worth a million words to me. So that's a great question and I think about that all the time because I was this close to thinking I'm selfish to take on one more thing.
yeah.
But I knew that one thing was a short-term sacrifice for a future gain. It's kind of like going to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a really busy spouse and you work all day and you're always plugging in and then you're like, gosh, my spouse is at home but I just need to go take care of my health for 30, 45 minutes. No, you need to do that because you're going to be a better partner, you're going to be a better dad, you're going to have more energy for your family, and you're going to live longer to spend more time with them in the future. But I think some of us get under so much stress and tension we can't see that far out
Mhm.
to realize what we're saying no to or not going all in with is what we should be going all in with.
Absolutely well said. It's funny, me, Svetlana and I talk about love languages a lot, right? Like the physical touch and words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, and acts of service. And we always think, I wonder what Mia's is, because obviously Ava's like 10 months. She's too young to really understand it. But Mia's, and I think like pretty much every kid's the same, it's just that quality time. All they want is that quality time. Dad, please read me a bedtime story. Please read me a bedtime story. Please read me. Like, Dad, can you come on? Like, Dad, don't go. She was saying today I had to go out to a meeting. She's like, Dad, please don't go anywhere. Like, can I come with you? And I'm like, you'd find it really boring. She's like, no, but I just want to be with you. And I'm like, whatever we do as parents, it's all about guiding them through to their ambition and supporting them, but also obviously spending as much time as we can with them. It's kind of wild. You mentioned, I've got a question, right? Because a lot of people watching this are overwhelmed with a decision that they have to make to go all in, but also the world we live in now where we've not just got one way of doing things, we've got the TikTok way, the Instagram way, the Facebook way, the YouTube way, the LinkedIn way, the offline way, the traditional way, the in-person way, the Zoom meetings way, the live streaming way, blah, blah, blah. There's all these different ways. You've got over a million followers on the three platforms that you mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If I was to come and say, listen, you've got to remove two of them and you can only have one. Which is the one? Oh, I can see your face already. You're like, what's the one that you would keep and why?
What's crazy is the one that's been probably along the longest, and it's Facebook.
Yeah, 100%.
It
Yeah,
would be Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
yeah.
Yeah. So why, what do you feel? Because obviously there's a lot of attention on Instagram, especially in the US. And obviously Instagram's the one, sorry, TikTok in the US. Instagram's the one that people feel like, oh, well, Kim Kardashian and Cristiano Ronaldo are on there. And like, I really want to be like, I want to have a really big Instagram following. And they often say like, oh, but Facebook's so old and dead. No one uses Facebook anymore. My opinion is if you ask the majority of people, that's where they get the majority of the results is actually still Facebook. Is that the same case? Is that the same case with you? Is that why you would keep that one over the others?
Yes, Facebook number one. And I think it has something to do with exactly what you and I do is just being in it for the long run.
Mm,
Facebook has been here for a long time. A lot of people want to grow on Instagram, but because it's not exactly structured the way that Facebook is, they sit back and they don't. See,
mm,
if you were to ask me, yes, I would keep Facebook and it's number one, but you need to utilize everything that's out there, right?
mm,
We need to be open to being positive and coachable. So when Instagram was foreign to me and TikTok was foreign to me, it's like, but these people are doing it. We got to get out of our own head. And I got to remember, for you as an amazing coach, like I need to be doing what Fraser's doing. And when I hear you say something that I'm like, that's weird, that doesn't sound like me, I
mm.
do it anyways
Yeah,
because I want your level of success.
yeah,
So when you talk about Facebook and the groups, the people that are on it, you can find the average person, you can find the 50 and 60-year-olds who are like, I'm never getting Instagram or TikTok. So you have a completely different niche. And those 55, 60, 65-year-olds can introduce you to their children.
hmm,
So, and then they're on it because they want to see their mom and their moms want to see their. So then you have everyone who's on one platform, whereas Instagram might be a generational shift of a different age group, right?
hmm, for sure.
So every day someone's turning 18. Every day someone's here looking for our business opportunity. They're just waiting for you to tell them the miracle that you have. But you got to be open to popping the question.
And like a lot of people haven't quite realized like the whole Facebook Reels and Facebook Lives. Like I did a live last night and because I've been going live for a long time, like you, because I've been going live for a long time, I'm disappointed when I go live on Facebook now because the number of people who are watching the live is significantly less. I remember the days 2017, 18, 19 when there was anywhere from 800 to 1200 people watching a live like every single week. And like last night, I think there was like 50 or 60 people on. But this morning when I woke up, there was like 15,000 views. And
Yes.
the engagement is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I've noticed that's a shift that's happening. And I think a lot of people as well, they're like, oh, I'm not going to go live because no one watches it. There's a lot of people watching it. And even like the reels, I'm seeing people with reels of hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook and 1,000 views on Instagram. So just because the influencer inside of the company seems to talk about Instagram a lot. Instagram seems to be the platform that people train on the most, but Facebook seems to be the one that people get the results with the most. So you were mentioning the story like the last 6 months, 240 recruits, $160,000 in personal sales, which is nuts. Every time I see your company post the leaderboard, it's like I don't even look at number one anymore because I'm like, well, it's going to be Michelle. It's like Michelle number one, 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 Michelle, and then everyone else is trying to play catch up, right? And I know a lot of it is because of your work ethic. You are super fast at executing. You're one of the most consistent people that I've ever worked with and ever met. Um, how have you done it? Like, how have you been able to do these sort of numbers? Because I know a lot of people watching are going, if I could recruit 240 people in 24 years, that would be a big result. Right? Like, come on.
So we're talking about different platforms, and I always love sharing this because a lot of people who do follow me don't realize I'm live at one time on every platform. So
Mm,
I have a phone for Instagram or an iPad. People think you have to have three phones. You don't. You can
no.
have your kid's tablet and get into Wi-Fi. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and it's uploaded to YouTube. So there's four places I'm on all at the same time, right? Number two, when they actually, I'm like you, drop a 9 in the comments if you can hear me
Mm,
as I'm on live, there's not as much, right? But then when you get off, you're like, oh my gosh, like 36,000 people saw this. A lot of people watch the replay, especially if they know, like, and trust you. They're going to be like, I know Fraser gives an awesome training. I'm going to go on this. I saw it. I'm going to go back to it because people are busy, right? It's kind of like a podcast, but you're live. And I got really good at just making sure with I got a really good strategic system that's going down. I make sure when people are commenting or engaging or want further information, I follow up.
yeah.
The fortunes in the follow up. I'm constantly, they didn't just drop that one day, right? So like I'm constantly following up with those people. I'm writing their names down. I'm going back to them. It takes 5 to 7 attempts. And I never send someone a shareable cart without asking them if they like money. And I know that's something a lot of people have a guard up with, like, I want this sale. And it's like, but this changed my life. And if someone didn't go out of the way to say, hey, do you like money? I don't know where I would be. So I kind of got rid of that and I just do both. It's like, do you? I'm not going to beg, convince you, or persuade you because there's no benefit to sign you as a retailer if you want to be a customer. But
Mhm.
I'm going to open that up. And if you tell me no, just like if you're a customer and you don't want my product or you're not a customer yet, I'm going to ask what it is that's not a good fit for you because usually it's an objection that I once had.
Mhm.
See, no, it's just a fear comes up a little bit and they don't know what to say. They don't have enough information. If you were to ask me something right now and I said no to you, I wouldn't even know what I was saying no to unless I continued asking questions.
No.
So I think as time goes on, people last month that were in December and they're like, hey, like it's kind of a slow. It's like, but every day you can show up and you can grow by still showing up because that's how you grow. Someone might look at you and I and be like, but they're so good. One time I wasn't good.
Yeah, for
But if
sure.
you just keep showing up and you just keep going and you keep grinding and you don't stop, every day you're sharpening the tools that you have.
Mhm.
So, how I have those numbers is number one, consistency. Number two, my audience knows Michelle's going live Monday through Sunday between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I tell my audience what to do. People like to be told what to do. They're like lost in outer space. Like, hey, hit follow right now. If you hit follow on this live, it's going to alert you when I am live again. And I like to give free information. If I'm talking about protein, hey, drop in the word, comments protein. I'll give you some protein ideas. I can go to Chat GPT and it's conversation starter. So when you have so much going on between the lives and the hearts and the likes and the comments, you have so many people to be talking to, and all business is conversation. But
Mhm.
the problem is, Fraser, is people are like, but I feel weird reaching out to them.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Or they'll do like five lives and get no one comment and go, oh, I can't have conversations because no one's commenting. And it's like, yeah, because you've done five. That's like going to the gym 5 times in a week and expecting to have abs, right?
Yep.
Or like expecting to have a bench press that beats, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like whatever, right? Like it takes time. So how much time do you spend like preparing these lives? Because if you go live every day, 7 days a week in between 8 and 9, right? How long do they usually last? How long?
35 to 45 minutes.
35, 45 minutes. So I know that when I got started, that would have scared the life out of me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes.
Every day, 35 to 40. But like, you're not like doing a brand new piece of content like every single day, right? You're not like, right, I need 365 ideas for this year. Not, I can't repeat a single word. Like, you're repeating a lot, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of it's repeated. And I started at 5 minutes a day when
Hmm.
I did my first like 90-day run with live. So
Hmm.
again, it's really hard. You have to make sure that you don't compare your chapter, you're just getting started or you're just starting with lives to my, hey, I started like 4 years ago and I've been unstoppable. But I also do what Jesse Lee did. And if no one's on live with me, I make up questions that I would have
Hmm.
because I'm like, oh, okay, Stephanie's asking and it starts conversation. So I always have conversation questions to throw out there if my audience is a little bit of quiet. Because again, we have the replay and you might think they're not watching you. They don't want to hop on because maybe they're afraid you're going to call them out, but they see you. You taught me if you could do email marketing when you get to that level,
Hmm.
I wasn't there once. Do 3 to 5 emails because the more they see you, even if they don't open it, the more they're thinking of you. And the
Hmm.
more they're thinking of you, the more the seed underneath the dirt is being watered. And then all of a sudden it blossoms. And you're like, whoa, where
Yeah.
did this come from?
Yeah.
This rock star wants information, or this person who I thought would never want to do my product is like kind of hearting and liking on my stuff. How crazy is that?
Yeah, yeah. Top of mind, right?
So,
You're always top of mind. You're always at the front of their mind. You're always like, oh my God, Michelle, Michelle, Michelle. She keeps going. Like, when is she going to stop? Probably never. And it inspires
yeah.
people,
So,
right? Like progression.
yeah. So to
Hmm.
go back to the content though, if I have reels that pop off with the hook, how I lost 30 pounds in 5 months by doing these three things, I just show up a little bit different. If I talked about the first one being protein yesterday, maybe today I'll lead with fiber.
Hmm.
But a lot of it is the same because there's billions of people out there that literally you can go to and be like, hey, do you know like Jillian Michaels? No, who's that? It's like, whoa, people think that everyone's seeing our stuff, but they're not.
Yeah.
So every day, if people loved that, and that's what got me giving people three things that I did between protein, water, and my mindset. If I keep pushing that out there, Nike doesn't go change their commercial every single day, right? It takes consistent. People still show up 4 hours, 4 years later and say, Michelle, I still learn something new every single day.
Hmm.
And again, I'm sharpening the way I say it. But
Mhm.
all I do is go to Chat GPT. Sometimes if there's trending things, Google or Chat GPT, what are people searching right now in the web browser?
Mhm.
Okay, turn this into how you can start doing these around, water, protein, and your mindset so that I can throw that in there today. And
Mhm.
it'll give me a few bulletins. There's some people I've taught, they put it on behind them on their bulletin board and they put 3 little points. Even if it's 5 minutes, you're giving value. And
Yeah.
when you give value and people can see you interact live, they know, like, and trust you. Well,
Mhm.
guess what people do when they know, like, and trust you? They partner with you and they buy from you.
Mhm.
But when you disappear off into ghost land and you say you're going to do like 15 days of going live and you do two and then you don't show up till 6 months later, this is where we have the controversy around, like, you're
Yeah.
doing yourself a little bit of harm.
Right, and we're teaching people as well to reach out to people, right? But if you're not creating enough visibility with the content, it's just not going to add up. So you have to do both. You have to do the reach outs and you have to do the content creation. And then obviously when you've got the content creation that has a lot of engagement, then the reach outs become super easy because they know you
Yes.
don't know them instead of they don't know you and you know them. It's like it makes it so much easier, but it does take time. And I think everyone watching this should create a list of I wish my perfect prospect asked me dot 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 and then write the questions. Get like 5 to 10. I wish my perfect prospect asked me bum 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 bum. So that if no one shows up, you answer those questions. Oh, I had this question once from you mentioned Stephanie, right? I had this question once from Stephanie. She said la, 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 and just answer say it's like it's the best way of doing things. So recruiting like 40 people a month over the last 6 months on average, that overwhelms me thinking about it, right? Because
Yeah.
getting someone started, like, oh my God, what's happening with these people? Are these people like, are they recruiting and stopping? They're recruiting and doing nothing? Are they like as excited as you are when they're signing up? Or like are many of them actually doing something? Because there's different ideas, right? There's the chuck enough poop against the wall and see what sticks.
Mhm.
Or there's the I'm going to recruit and I'm going to work with them and then I'm going to recruit and then I'm going to work with them. Like how does that look inside of your organization? Because I know you move fast.
I move very fast, and remind me to ask how I get that many recruits, because I kind of have a system behind it other than just popping the question to my customers.
Mhm.
But I have an onboarding call every single Monday.
Mhm.
So first of all, let's just talk about something that always helped me in the beginning was hearing from people like you who have authority that, hey, if you recruit 10 people, one's going to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
The second one's going to do a little, and the other eight somehow are hanging out on Mars, not really sure what happened. But I'm not here to drag anyone's feet. I'm here to help you and I'll handhold you. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit here and beg and convince you to come do this business with me.
Mhm.
So every Monday that I have an onboarding call that's recorded at 1 o'clock just to get them into, like, this is actually boards. This is actually your back office. Like, and be there for questions. That's something that's really helped. But I do have people that come in and they're like, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. I start giving them content to put up because I know about curiosity and attraction marketing. And I once used to be a billboard for a company. And it's like I learned not to do that. So I actually give content, like, believe it or not. So, like, every day they have a piece of content, whether it's an engagement post. So they can go in and they can copy and paste it and they can circle back. And there's a lot of help. Like, okay, now, so I can just train them how to do it a few times so then they can run and train their people how to do it. I'd rather sign up people who have no leadership, like have
Yeah.
never led
Yeah.
people, because I can show them the right way versus the, hey, this is what I've been doing for the last 10 years. And
Mhm.
it hasn't really worked for me to the level I have because I'm not that happy, but yet they hear something and they don't do it. So I'd rather really work with the person like me who was just starting out and be like, hey, these are the things I didn't have support with or I wasn't good at. Let me help you do that. So
Mhm.
if they don't get on the call, I'll give them a few times to be like, hey, I noticed you weren't on. Like, and then after that, it's like, I'm again. But the ones that do, I'm running with them. They're in my power hours on Tuesday nights. I'm all about community. So Tuesday nights, I have, my power hour. You can hop on and be with me. You can ask questions. I share my screen. You can see how I work. You can, throw me into chats. Here's how you get a hold of me. Throw me in chat. So you have that level of clarity. And I asked you that when I was, when I was asking you about like all these new people coming on. Should I get on a call with every single one of them?
Mhm.
Step one, if you can't come to an onboarding call or watch the replay, that tells me a lot, right? You got to be pumped up and fired up. You got to be excited.
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing is trying to get their why. Why do you want $1,000 a month? Well, I want to spend more time, at restaurants. Why? Well, Monday through Friday, I don't even see my husband. Like, and then because the kids, and then like Friday nights, we can actually sit and cut. Why do you want to have that with your husband? Well, I mean, I married him, but why? Getting to the point of why the heck are you doing this business? Because you need to remind that to yourself every single day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually a common mistake that people make is when you introduce skills into someone, it what it does is it takes them from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism. So before they have the skills, they don't really know what they've got to do, but they're excited. As soon as they have a skill, they go, I have to do that. I don't really know it. So the goal really is to pour fuel on the fire because right now they're a little campfire. And if you go over and pour a load of fuel on, they become a wildfire. And how you do that is they wow themselves, like, oh my God, this is the real reason why I want to do this. Oh my God, this industry is bigger than I thought. Like, oh my God, like if I work with her, I can have this. And then when they're like, oh my God, Michelle, tell me what to do and I'll do anything and everything you say, then okay, skills. Because then they don't care by then. So so what's the system then? How do you recruit all these people? Because there's not many people in the world in network marketing who's recruiting the number of people that you're recruiting right now.
Yeah, so the first thing that I did back about, I really got good at my story. Like,
Mhm.
you should get really, really, really good about your story. And even if you're the stay-at-home mom, you have a story, right? So we've got four parts. We got your background. What is your background? Like,
Mhm.
my background was human resources,
Yeah.
right? Along with having a salon in my basement and going home after my HR job and doing hair and then cleaning houses on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then you got to find your pain point. But I was a jack of all trades, and I was so broke, and I missed my child. I
Yeah.
missed literally the first 2 years of Isabella. Like, I don't even know what the newborn stages are like because I was passing her off to other people
Yeah.
so that I could have food on the table. And then I found, right? So your background, your pain point, I found like I can do this thing in the nooks and crannies. If I'm consistent and it's life changing. And then it's like, and I'm not only excited that now it's been like 8 years, but other people like you who might have a struggle financially or might have a struggle with finance flexibility are having it. So if you're like, what is this? You get emotion out of people. You tell your story. Like, even if you're the stay at home mom, my background is being a stay at home mom. You might be like, okay, I miss people. I miss community. I wish that I could just help my husband one time be able to pay for the groceries for the month because I know I'm raising my kids, but at the same time, like my husband's working his butt off. I found that literally while my kids are napping or while they're playing, and I could even tell them mommy's growing something big. And I'm not only excited that here I started this thing that's going to literally give me a future of being able to provide and not have to ever go back to work.
Mhm.
Other stay at home moms just like me are winning.
Mhm.
And I got really good at constantly, like, again, my lives, just getting out there like a commercial and realizing, like, repeat, rinse. Because once people hear it enough, they're going to be like, click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click. Like, I get on trainings of
Yeah.
yours and I'm like, why have I heard this 7 million times and it's just now clicking?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you never become too big for your britches,
Yeah.
ever.
Ever. It's so funny as well. It's like one of the most powerful things that I learned that I actually relearned over Christmas, which I was like, oh my God, was that trust is the aim of the game, right? We're in a trust recession right now where trust is at an all-time low and it's going lower and lower and lower because there's so many people who are just spouting a load of BS out there to just make a sale or make a quick buck or whatever, right? So trust is gained when you keep repeating the same thing. Because people go,
Yep.
she's still telling that story? Like, what the? Like, if your favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption, the 13th time that you've watched it, guess what? Surprise, surprise, it's still the same movie. Oh, Top Gun. Oh, it hasn't magically changed. It's the same thing. Oh, Taylor Swift song. Oh, surprise, surprise, it's exactly the same words. She doesn't change the words. And that's what creates distrust is change. So if you keep changing the message, people stop trusting because they start thinking, well, that message before that you said wasn't working, so now you're changing it. I don't trust this person. But if you keep repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, when people can finish your sentences, they go, "Oh, I trust her because she hasn't changed." I've heard her say it 72 different times and it hasn't changed once, right? There's no reason for me to not trust this. So repetition, what's it? Repetition is the mother of all skill. You go to
Yeah.
the gym and you want, like Michelle, she's got big shoulders, big arms, she's in great shape. Guess what? She does this, she does this. she does this, right? Like it's not, okay, I know what I'm going to do. If I want big shoulders, I'm just going to do something completely different. I'm going to do like this. I'm just going to hold it for like 15 seconds and see like, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, that'll work. Like, no, like just do what works and like, work works, right? It's the best way. So you're repeating. So that story, are you doing that story in your lives, in your stories, in your reels, in your posts, or are you mainly doing it in the lives? Like, because I think people need to master their story for sure.
They do. So I make myself do it once a week live and I keep it up. So again, I like try to hop on. It's like less than 10 minutes. Again, I have a call to action. And if there is no one with a call to action, like I kind of act like people are like, okay, Samantha, like, you know what I mean? Again, like helping someone feel comfortable. It's scary, right? So like having them be like, okay, it's okay to say video. Like this doesn't mean I'm signing up.
Yeah.
So number two in my stories every day, I try to always be sharing like, Bella was, is sick. So it's like, I think of my background, like 8 years ago, this didn't exist. I don't want you to think of me and be like, oh, her daughter's home. Oh, she can do this. Like, I wasn't there when she was sick. It was either calling my mom or calling my husband. Like, it was a nightmare. I couldn't be there for her when I wanted to because they were doing layoffs. It was freaky. I was on contract. And I found that, like, it might not have happened overnight, but this could buy back future time that I could be part time or have something where I had more flexibility. And I'm not only excited that, like, literally, yeah, looking back then, like, I couldn't be there, but like now I'm there for her in a point in her life where it's even more important that she's going to remember. She's 11, and people, again, have emotion. I go to the grocery store. Oh my gosh, back 8 years ago, I had to go to the grocery store on the weekends. Oh, line galore. I
Yeah.
found that, like, literally, not only if I could like plug into the system and be coachable and positive and consistent, I could have my groceries paid for, have Instacart. Like, so I just constantly try to constantly do the background, the pain point, what I found and why I'm excited through things every day, whether I'm dropping my kid off at school, whether I stop at Walgreens and can buy a water before maybe you couldn't. And even if you're just getting started, you really have leverage because you found a solution to your problem and you can be telling other people's stories. And
Yeah.
that's another thing I do on my lives. I talk about that. Like I talk about like how someone could lost 20 pounds in 5 months doing these three things. And then I share their story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the really big, and then having call to actions on everything, a poll even. Do you love money? Yes or yes. Do you love losing weight? Yes or yes. Having something that someone can click. And then I will be honest, on my breakfast show, that's what it's called. Like I throw in at the end, like, hey, do you like money?
Hmm.
Like, could you use some extra money? I just want you right now to drop money in the comments. Like, I found this thing and do not think that this is called like what you think. Like, I throw the guard down. I'm like, you're talking up to 40, and then I just share it. I'm like, literally, what if I gave you right now my product right here, and I had you put it on your story, and people started reaching out to you saying, "What is that, Samantha?" And all you had to say is, "If I share a video that explains it better than I can, would you watch it?" And then you shared that video and could earn up to 40% commission. Could you do that? They're like, what? I'm like, okay. So
Uh-huh.
drop video in the comments if you're serious, but only for positive and coachable. If you've got excuses galore, get out. Because if you don't have time and you don't have money, when's that going to get better? And I say that every day. And then some people are open or they listen.
Hmm.
See, I like to like throw everything all in there, right? It's like baking, like you said. You
Hmm.
can't make a cake without some kind of liquid,
Yeah.
right? So you've got to really be doing all the things, even if it's 5 minutes each task,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? You got to be having the conversations because all business, they all lead to, it's all there. You got to be having the content up. Even if you're not good at it, each time you post, when you're like, this post stinks, you're growing. And you
Hmm.
got to grow through what you go through.
Yeah.
But at the end, this business is based on two things:
Hmm.
positive and coachable.
Yeah.
Positive and coachable.
Yeah.
Because I listen to Jesse Lee almost every day and I
Hmm.
share it with my flippin' team. And
Hmm.
it's like, you guys, you could learn how to build a business. I don't care about your upline. I don't care what you've been through in the past. Like, get out of your own way.
Hmm.
Stop repeating that out there. Listen to people like Jesse Lee and freaking let's grow.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I know you love her, and I know sometimes I remind you of her.
Yeah, 100%. You're like a different version of her. Like it's wild. It's wild. You know what it is though? Like you both have very strong. You've got very strong personalities. You're very strong work ethic, big goals. Always like not happy with where you're at and wanting to grow to the next level. Know that you're destined for much more. But the level of consistency and the speed of execution, I think, are the two things that you guys both had, that you both have in massive in common. Question then. because I understand the power of repetition, but I'm also someone who gets bored very easily. And I know a lot of people on who are watching this also get bored very, very easily. What keeps you going when you just consistently doing the same thing every single day? Like what keeps you like excited about it? Because for me, it's obviously it works, right? So like I repeat it, it works. I check my bank balance. I'm like, whoa, this works. But when you are broke and bored, it's very difficult. So like, how do you get through that? Because also I know that boredom is usually the trigger to creativity. When you're bored, you end up creating loads of different things. And when you create loads of different things, you get overwhelmed and you lose trust with people because you keep changing things. So like, how have you got like excited about doing the same thing over and over and over again?
Listening to people like you and knowing that like if you put the equity in, it's going to sooner or later happen, granted. And then listening to trainings from people like you, it excites me. It's like, oh my gosh, I just learned something new. I'm going to start implementing, you know what I mean? Like, so really just personal development, number one.
Yeah.
Realizing, I realize every single day of my life, hey Michelle, this might be on repeat to wake up and do the breakfast show this morning and then go into your DMs and do this and that and do this and that. But
Yeah.
guess what? When you're working a 9 to 5, you're going to get real bored of that commute too. The same lane in, the same lane home, sitting at your desk, putting your briefcase down. Like, I've got freedom and flexibility over here. If I want to do it at 8 o'clock at night instead of doing it during the day and I want to go have lunch today with my sister, it's like you can do that. But when you don't see the reward immediately of the bank account like you and I can see, it could be a little bit bored, but you have to know that you can be upping your numbers and having so many conversations that doesn't matter. So what if you were to go create 500 conversations in the next 72 hours with just, hey, name, how are you?
Mm.
And those people just keeping that conversation going, you're going to look at me and say, I don't know how. Chat GPT.
Yeah.
I said, hey, how are you doing to this person? They responded this. How do I keep the conversation going? I don't even want you to worry about your product or business. It's like you're playing tennis. Just keep that conversation going. And
Mhm.
when you're doing the 10 invites a day and you're doing the follow ups on top of them, like actually following up when you're ghosted, you become so busy that you don't have time to be bored. Because if you're bored, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time to be bored when I wasn't making any money in the beginning. And I've had 3 jobs. So do you think I could have been like, I could have said, like the fourth job thing, I'm making like 20 cents when I'm first starting off. No. I was like, hey guys, in the beginning, it's going to feel like I'm working full time for part time pay, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to pay off like Frasier when
Uh,
one day I'm going to be working part time and getting full time freaking pay. Let's go.
yeah. Yeah.
So again, leaning into mentorship, being positive and coachable, and realizing, hey, this has nothing to do with Michelle. This is part of the freaking process.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think it's a choice. I think you
Yeah.
fall in and out of love with people and you choose to love them. And I think that you can sit here and tell yourself that you're bored and that you don't want to do it and that you're afraid of going live and keep telling yourself and spinning up all these crazy thoughts in your head. Or you can go into it and be positive and pour into yourself more through personal development. Jim Rohn,
Mhm.
literally.
Yeah.
Mel Robbins, like, do you listen to these people who tell you, hey, this is how you talk to yourself instead of this?
Yeah.
This is what you do instead of this. You're going to suck at this. You're going to get people. And now there's times I was like, when is it going to happen? Fraser says that sooner or later, you're going to get hearts and likes or people saying, what is it? And one day it just happened.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of that day or that year. It was because of the days that led into weeks, the weeks that went into months, the months that went. I wasn't ready for all of those people to come to me to ask what it is.
Mhm.
But now because I consistently showed up and instead of being like it's December and everyone's taking their foot off the pedal, I'm like, hey, there's more people for me. And number two, I'm still going to grow because I'm going to show up every day.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be in the gym putting the steps in and getting the calf muscles because I'm just going to do it and I'm going to have more than the person who's taken their foot off the pedal. And then it's even harder to get back into it. So you just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as well, environment. Like I just like earn the right to get your upline's attention, earn the right to get your mentor's attention. So many people are out there going, "Oh, if only Michelle gave me a little bit more attention." She will give you more attention if you give her reason to. There's a very well-known saying in network marketing that you work with the people who deserve your help, not work with the people who need your help. If you're like, "Oh, I'm bored and it's not working," then find out where your upline's going to be. Guess where they'll definitely be? The next event. You go to the next event, leading up to the event, you go and become the top recruiter that week or that month. Guess what? Your upline's going to pay very close attention to you. and is probably
And
going to
you,
want to sit next to you
yes.
at the next event. It's like, oh my God, like I've got one, like John or like Mary, whoever your upline might be. You're like, I've got one, I've got one, I've got one. She's just like me, like let's go. And it's finding those aces and collecting those aces. Michelle, how do people find you on all the different platforms? I want to make sure that people go ahead and go and follow you with the intention and the goal for 30 days to go and see what she's doing. And when you see what she's doing, go and do your version of it. Like that's my challenge to people to do like a 30-day live challenge. I know 90 days is the real big like ass kicker and the real big challenge. But for 30 days, I want you to go follow her, watch what she's doing, tune in, comment, obviously engage with it, whatever that might be, just to give you that like, oh, I've got to go live too. And you will not be as good as Michelle. I'm telling you, like if you are, then you're a unicorn. But that's the whole idea. You go and watch her first lives, like go onto Instagram and scroll all the way to the bottom, or go onto Facebook
Yeah.
and scroll all the way to the bottom if you can. And you might laugh because I definitely laugh when I go to the bottom of mine. So like how do they follow you? What's the easiest way?
Well, it's funny because I go to memories every day on Facebook, and
Ah,
like my
oh.
lives from 4 years ago have one heart, one like. 8 years ago, when I got started, I was like behind a curtain like this and being like, I'm a mummy and I'm not. So,
I
like, listen,
remember.
yeah, and I show my team I share my screen. I'm like, guys, look at 6 years, look at even 2 years ago, the hearts and likes, how they were. They were like Ghostville. So I don't want to hear it like, and then look at me now. So what if you knew two hearts, two likes, and a comment is going to lead you to this and lead you to this kind of following? Would you keep going? Then let's go. But Michelle Churchill Fit on Instagram with three T's at the end of it because Instagram loves to take my accounts.
It's the
So
third one.
Michelle Churchill, FITTT, three T's. It'll come right up every Monday night. I do a training. I
Mhm.
take my DMO like that I do to do it. And I'm like, I want to share it with the world because again, some people come in and they're positive and coachable and they're like, Michelle, I love you. And this happened to me and my company. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you make me want to breathe more. And then others just listen and don't do anything at all. So I go through it every Monday in the evening, rinse, repeat. So there's a free training. And then Facebook, it's Michelle Lynn Dworak because Meta needed to match up to my
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah.
So that's Facebook. And then TikTok is Michelle Churchill Fit as well. And again, like I said, I go live on there. Come be a part of the breakfast show. Learn how to drop weight through, without having to use products, through water and protein in your mindset, because that's really what I do. And I even tell people on my lives, like, listen, if you're done and you don't want to speed up the process of weight loss or you don't want to feel better, like, you can hop off now because I'm going to talk about a few supplements I recommend. So I make it very much like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
selling to you, I'm giving you value. So here you go.
Very
But
good.
again, that
Absolutely.
takes time. It takes time sucking and being like, so you have to really know that. But follow along,
Mhm.
do what Fraser said. 30 days, your business will completely shift, even if it's just you, yourself, and I. I would say your audience likes consistency. Like I go between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm at like 9:40 or 11 and I have ADHD, but they really do like consistency. They want to see you showing up. They want to know you're going to be going live. They want to, so just be really, 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 really consistent. And
Mhm.
again, with like going back to the boredom thing, I feel like if you're doing every piece of the pie with like the birthdays and wishing people a happy birthday and having the content, there's really no room for boredom.
Yeah.
And really, if there is, like you can either up your numbers or you're not doing all of the things because really that's a hard thing to be bored in this industry. And there's
Yeah.
so much amazing trainings out there. So that's
Yeah.
what I would do. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, I think when you have the proof and the evidence and you match that up with discipline, like you can make it happen. I think a lot of people don't have the discipline because they think, is this actually going to work out? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I know the uplines say this and the uplines say that, but the are just so good. Like, I promise you, when you go live for 30, 90, 1,000 days, right? You will just realize, oh my God, this is how. Because you'll go back to the first few that you did and you'll be like, wow, I was so bad, but now I'm actually not that bad. And you realize, oh my God, everyone's the same. I promise you, there is not one person in network marketing who started unbelievably and got worse. Like
Yep,
it just doesn't happen, right?
I
You
agree.
just get better and better and better. And your glow up is the best invitation you'll ever have, and you just glow up. So, Michelle, you are awesome. That 45 minutes went by like that, right? If you're watching this, guys, on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Again, make sure you go and find Michelle. She is amazing. She's also on YouTube as well, which is really, really cool. You can go subscribe to her channel. And just again, reverse engineer. Like she does this. Okay, maybe I can't do it every day, but maybe I'm going to do once a week, and then twice a week, then 3 times a week. Then, oh my God, I'm going live 24 times every single week. I'm doing more than Michelle, and I've recruited more than Michelle. And when you do that, make sure you go thank Michelle as well. So if you haven't already done so, go back to some point of this video, take a screenshot. Hopefully, me and Michelle don't look absolutely ridiculous on the screenshot. Good luck, because I always look like a numpty on screenshots. Right? And then go post that onto your Instagram stories. Tag me at Fraser Brooks Online and at Michelle Churchill Fit.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and I expect a message because Michelle's relentless. All right. So, Michelle, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Get out there and crush.